Okay. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this very moment, right from our homeland Radio Biafra studio here in Biafra land, anchored by me, Mazi, fearless Ipob evangelist. We must continue to push. I am from Ndiabo. Ndiabo is na Nnamdi. Nnamdi is a local government in Ojiriba province, Biafra land. I am a homeland broadcaster under Ipob. Nnamdi Kanu is our leader. And he is still incarcerated in DSS solitary confinement, despite several court orders from 2015 to 2022. Even UN order, none was obeyed by the Nigerian state. And based on this, Ipob believed that Nigeria do not believe in their court. And upon all the pronouncement of the court, there was none accepted by the Nigerian state. So we wonder the kind of court pronouncement that the Nigerian state expected to hear. And we said no. What we believe in and stand on is the Apex Court judgment, Appeal Court ruling. That is what we believe in. And that is our stand. The charge is acquitted. If you take us to the Supreme Court judgment, we still have, in the Supreme Court judgment, it still connects to Ipob stand on Appeal Court judgment. How? The pronouncement of the Supreme Court also stops Nigeria from trying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because they first offended Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But what Nigeria did was to pick up the only one that favored them from the pronouncement of the Supreme Court, which made 4 clear pronouncements that 3 favored Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and that 3 automatically stops Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from standing trial, though the Supreme Court said that he will continue to finish his trial of remaining 8 count charges that have no basis, right? Just a delay tactics, but based on the 3 pronouncements alongside with this very continued trial, you will see that there is no basis of trying him, which I will point out here before we pray. Thank you. Share it very, very widely as you are joining us. Make sure that others are aware. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. So we move. Share it. Just share it. Do your job. So we move. The Supreme Court judgment said that, okay, condemn the way Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. That means Nigeria committed terrorism against him. Extraordinary rendition. His way of arrest, the way he was arrested from Kenya, was condemned by Supreme Court. Right? That is terrorism. If you go to the Constitution, it said that the state have committed terrorism against an individual. If you go to the Constitution, you see that Nigeria committed terrorism against Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya. Now, the Supreme Court condemned the invasion of Israel by the army. That is terrorism. So Nigeria have committed double terrorism against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, though they were accusing him of terrorism, which he never committed, because they said he posed national security threat on the Nigerian state from his piracy radio based in London, and today they are no longer presenting it. And we see no crime Nnamdi Kanu committed without mentioning Radio Biafra London. And Nigeria have no jurisdiction to try a case that happened on Radio Biafra London, right? So that is why in the Nigerian charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what you will hear is that you, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, incited members of the public to go and destroy government properties in Lagos and transport company in Lagos. You incited members of the public, had and received under the jurisdiction of this court. That's what they said. Had and received under the jurisdiction of this very court. Right? Now, but they did not mention the address where the radio was broadcasting from, but they had it as they are hearing BBC, which is to say the charges against Nnamdi Kanu remains invalid without date of offense and also address of offense. That is to say, automatically, there is no basis of his trial. And that was why they separated the 2015, 2016, 2017 issue from 2021, 2022 case. The reason is because they have no connection. Every charges against Nnamdi Kanu as he was kidnapped from Kenya, brought back to Nigeria, was all forwarded. It is all front case from 2018 to 2021. That was to say, they cut off the 2017 case. They started presenting amended charges that have no connection with the 2017 case. Automatically, they knew they have no case against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But now, in the Supreme Court also condemned the revocation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's bail. Now, the Supreme Court said that Nnamdi Kanu will continue trial. Then, if you look at these very things, the only thing Nigeria picked up is that he should continue trial, without minding that hence they committed terrorism against Nnamdi Kanu. They have no ground anymore to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on terrorism because they have committed 2 terrorism against Nnamdi Kanu, thereby have no stand to try Nnamdi Kanu on terrorism when they are already guilty. From their court said they failed in their approach of their arrest. They failed in their approach in his home. The judge also failed in revoking his bail. And the Supreme Court directed that he should come and stand trial. That is rubbish because the 3 points made there automatically stops Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from standing any trial. So we are going to analyze on this very matter. Then we will bring the siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, bring the lawyers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, bring the Tinubu's government, bring the Buhari's government in this very matter, and we move forward as we keep crushing the mountains standing before our freedom. Nare kele nare otuto nare ọjịja mmanụ na mbili elu nare ichisi ibuchi ị na-adị ruo ebi ebi ọ dị onye dịka gị. Nare kele eze mgbe ochie onye anyị ji eme ọnụ Chineke ndị nna nna anyị ha Chineke Ojukwu Chineke ndị chọpụtara anyị nri anyị na-eri Chineke ndị dewere anyị iwu anyị ji alụ nwaanyị Chineke ndị chọpụtachara anyị ọtụtụ ụzọ nri dị iche iche Chineke ndị nwụrụ ebe ha na-achọpụtara anyị nri Chineke ndị nwụrụ ebe ha na-achọpụtara anyị obodo Chineke ndị gburu wild animal chụọ ụfọdụ ọsọ wee meziere anyị obodo mee ya ebe obibi taa Chineke onye chọpụtara anyị nri ndị na-egbu mmadụ onye Chineke ndị nna nna anyị ha ndị riri ogbuo ha nwanne ha wee chọpụta na nke a bụ nke ọjọọ ha wee kpọọ ya nke ndị mmụọ anyị na-ebuli gị elu maka ewezuga ndị a anyị agaghị enwe ha anyị na-eri taa Chineke Ojukwu Chineke ndị agha Ojukwu Chineke Nnamdi Kanu site n'ime Nnamdi Kanu inyekwara anyị IPOB Chineke IPOB site n'ime IPOB inyekwara anyị ESN Chineke ESN site n'ime Nnamdi Kanu na IPOB na ESN inyekwara anyị olileanya na Biafra ga-abịa ọzọ Chineke ndị Biafra nara ekele nara otuto ndị nke i mere eme na nke ka ga-eme n'ihi na ebuchi n'aha gị chi ukwu okike abịa amara pụrụ ime ihe niile. We have prayed. Ise thank you very, very much. Thank you. We move. So let us analyze. Very, very important. Let me sip some water. In case this is your first time, this is Homeland Radio Biafra. Ebe ka anyị nọ. Ọ na-agba ndị iro gara. Ebe ka anyị nọ, right? We are here pushing to make sure our people is freed. The problem with the Nigerian government on the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is because IPOB choose the better option. The better option is self-determination. We refuse to give Nigerian state ground to defeat us in this very Biafra struggle. Nigeria have played their role in order to push IPOB to give them the chance to destroy our land, and IPOB continue to maintain their peaceful conduct. The only way to defeat IPOB is to pick up arms wrongly. Yes, fight is in freedom fighting, but you must be sensitive, knowing that anybody going to robbery does not stop shooting from home. If you do so, you expose yourself. There is a point where you can present that, whereby you have passed through so many dangerous places and focusing on the main target where you are heading to, which you know that because they want to stop you from reaching to that place, they thereby set up things that will distract you on the road, things that will push you to go against the due proceedings. And if you go against it, you will no longer reach to that place because you will continue fighting at that very point. You will no longer reach to that freedom you are looking for. You will be there and the enemy will decimate you. That is why Ipob is careful. That is why we neutralize Nigeria. The source self-determination issue presented by Ipob, we presented it and we make sure we use the language they will hear and the language that will attract them, that we are going to destroy the zoo. We are going to bring Nigeria down. It is an attractive language. Our leader said that is the only option. That is the only language they can understand. And when we use it, they came out. They now gathered in their Asorok. They concluded that they should hand our case over to the army. Instead of going into civility, they went into arm. They gave the army the case. They now plan for the kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu. They are now arrested him in Murtala Muhammed Airport. They now told the army to confront us in our peaceful conduct, thinking that with that, they can push us to bring out our guns. It's all right. They can push us to bring out guns without knowing that we do not have guns. We came with self-determination and we continue to maintain it. Since then, Nigeria have been on defense to defend their excessive force and the extrajudicial killings of Ipob family members. On the process, they went to kill our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. From there, when they fell, they tagged us terrorists. And on the process, the world demanded evidences on why they tagged us terrorists as they moved to UK to approve it. They didn't get evidence. Now they plot to have insecurity in our land and on the process plan to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so that in his absence, they can deploy the insecurity and make sure that they get evidences on the reason why they proscribe Ipob. Since then, they have destroyed our land. In the process to get evidences, they have brought in criminals, they have recruited people, they have sent Boko Haram, they have sent Fulani herdsmen, they have sent ISWAP. There is nothing they have not sent in our land in order to give evidence. Dokuba is here killing, Ebubagu is here killing, Simon Eba is here killing, so many of them is killing, the people are killing, and the army is pointing at Ipob because they took the case of self-determination and handed it over to the army. The army said they would do it. And at the end, the army is nowhere to be found. All they do is every day, the army have turned to media. The army have called for media training. The army have done so many things because they did not see Ipob with gun. If they see Ipob with gun, they will not call for media seminar. If they see Ipob with gun, they will not be blackmailing Ipob on newspapers. That is to say, they did not follow we did not play the pattern they will understand. We presented what they will not understand. They saw it as earlier as if they can catch it up. They don't know that we come with self-determination. We were not confronted by the, what is it called? Civil defense. What confronted us was army, killing us on peaceful protest. No provocation, because they saw nobody. Today, here we are, and in the case of our leader, let us go direct. I know why I touched those places. In case of those that are joining us, they must know we know the beginning of this matter. We know where we started, we know where we are heading, and we know what we are guiding. We know where we started. That will help us to guide our future movement. If we don't know where we started and what we have passed through and challenges we have got, we would have dived into the idea of violence. Because we don't know where we are going, and we don't know where we started, and we don't know what we have encountered. But because we know where we have started, where we are going, what we have encountered, and what we intend to achieve, and what we are heading to achieve in total, we must have to control our emotion. Our people must also follow instruction because Nigeria have failed by raising arm when IPOB come armlessly. That is it. From there, they presented whatever they have to the world. They have shown the world what they have. While IPOB have not presented anything, we have only been in exposition of Nigeria to the world because of the kind of lies they peddled against our fathers 7 to 70. Our carefulness this time around is that they will not succeed in blackmailing, though we frustrated them to tag us even when we did not commit anything. That is where we want them, right? That's where we want them. They are on the process to validate the prosecution of IPOB, thereby messing up the country and themselves up. So we move on. The case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The stage we are in the case now is the stage that even me, I told the lawyers, December 2023, I told them, after IPOB have made their stand, and this very new lawyer, lead counsel, Ejimako, when they brought them, they say it's trial. Emmanuel Kanu can say, Nnamdi Kanu must stand trial. When Nigeria moved on trial, because the Supreme Court judgment was on December 15, 2023, yes, December 15, 2023. That is it. IPOB said no to further trial. We know the reason. The reason is not that we are afraid of court. I explained this on a video. I told them that after this matter, you will still go to sin and die. You will still go to band over. It is better you leave this case on band over. Leave this case. I also did a video January last year. I was at home. Did the video. Inside farmland, where you see palm tree. I gave that video. I said, this case, you will not tell me you are a lawyer that I am a fool. I have stood trial and I did not go to be crying. I went and learned. Because I know God does not move by pity. He moves by your actions. And Walame Fulam is not a business to me. It's not my business. While in detention, I went there to learn. Hence, they discharged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and acquitted him. Nigeria refused. What kind of pronouncement again do you want to hear? Do you think there is any pronouncement that Nigeria will accept? Unless the pronouncement that favors them. Out of 4 pronouncements of the Supreme Court, 3 favored Nnamdi Kanu and 2 prohibit Nigeria from trying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then Nigeria only picked 1 that say he should continue trial. Nigeria only picked 1. 1 said he should stand trial. Right? To stand trial over the remaining 8 count charges. The same judgment said they condemned the way he was kidnapped. Automatically, they offended him. Which is to say they have no ground to try him for terrorism because they have committed terrorism against him. In his house, Afaruku, they committed terrorism against him again. So they have no ground to try him for terrorism. Now again, the Supreme Court said they condemned the revocation of his bail. Automatically, there is no ground to try him on by people who committed terrorism against him. They will now prepare charges of terrorism against somebody they committed terrorism against. IPOB said, we say no to further trial. We know the reason. Allow him to be seen and die. They said, how can he stay without trial? Today he is without trial. And this one is the worst one. But when we told the sibling, told them, and then kill him because they thought it's an avenue. To any aspect, I'm not create content. I will teach so many areas. I will pick days of the weeks. Each day with him that I was in life. Natural direct from God. Natural. Can do the area that I cannot teach now. How is I gonna start the cage? No one can now. Nando ane baby on a spiritual, on a gene, on a nature, on a gene, on a religion. Can they be gay with it now? On a politics, on a history. When maybe gay with it, I don't have something to offer. Naturally. Do you understand? We told them this thing. I explained to Ejimako. I told him, when I was in a waiting trial, after addressing the visitors on microphone, the DCP, Deputy Controller of Prison, called me at the up. DCP attacked from Ghana. From there, he gave an order. Open this man every day. You come inside Enugu with Enugu maximum prison. Look at this man, that boy or man, where he will direct you. Why I want lawyer? Because they knew. Any them sinam choreko akuko na prison yard, na Enugu maximum prison. The whole cell Gakuchi cell, the provost cell Gakuchi cell, there will be silent talk on my voice gagarere there upon up no. My voice will go down. Water Gahapu his duty post. My voice nona phone on the water. My voice is nona phone inmates. Today. Anama kugidoku from 10 o'clock till 5:30 early in the morning. I teach live. And I could to him. I got my prison, I get chief. Kondia Neri, Konda Mehe, Kondi no Akajim Nage, Lete Koyin, Ndino no log, my in a wine Akajipam, Konda na sign rebel. How I go to happen and I go every day. If you don't go for why na bail out 20,000, he go more sign and you share about this report. Being as a capital charge. Do you understand? And when dinner remove Sagana prison, when dinner remove Tina, when dinner remove Hammer, when dinner return sweet, a war right? When them Kuroga has run, I have virus. When them Kuroga has run out 1 million. Also, I say, I must survive. We teach people. Where you took case, I do this soft. We tell lawyers in Hoge. I told my lawyer Hoge my case. It's a Pegana prison, more 30 years, you were there. Or Agama got there. Because government get you to come here. Right? Adama. So we continue. Come on, I'm very nice. It's talk about the Hawash. You fair. Eh? So we continue. Now, if you are being charged on capital charges, they charge you on capital charges, they take you to magistrate court, right? Reaching to magistrate court, they read out your charges. And the court clerk will tell they will ask you, they will call you up. Are you Mr. Kokekafo? You say yes, that's okay. Okay, Kokekafo versus Commissioner of Police. If it is on some other cases, if it is murder, it is okay, Kokekafo versus state. But what I want to hit there is capital charge. When they call you up, they read it out. When you pleaded not guilty, no problem. They will say that this, as the accused man pleaded not guilty, this honorable court have no power over this case. Are you understanding? Because the court where you are is magistrate court. And that is capital charge. That this honorable, I want to take you to where the case of Nnamdi Kanu is. Where we wanted it to be. Immediately they refused appeal court order. Immediately the Supreme Court gave the final judgment. That is where I told the Ejimako, leave this case here. Let us push from here without date of court. Let us push from here. Let Nnamdi Kanu remain band over. Kanu not band over again. Sin and die. Kanu not band over. No court, no date of court. Band over. Like somebody that was reminded currently by magistrate court. That is the situation we are. Let me analyze. But in Aguaya, I said now go lawyer in America. In a go lawyer, if there are go to shame up in America, run a bag. I could give go long madu their natural wisdom and in the Madakaji day yeji kuseregi. People wrote it in a quote here. Konima no when they were ngozi, ndenye ngozi yahi agwa ha dere. Sim neighbor law American law na natural wisdom I na web trade na agwa case e ga end. Ha Apia sin and die. Can you hang with consult or hang with consult? Nnamdi Kanu without date of court and nothing. You refuse to take our protest to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You refuse to take our protest na your chosen trial. You hide our protest. Gina meme Kanu na Kanu nta. Our protest, you refuse to present it to Kanu. Now you see no more for trial. He tried to bring our ex and put in a waste basket of further trial. A waste basket. Further trial of Nnamdi Kanu, wasted basket, a useless basket. We refuse to put our heads there. We said no to further trial. Because when they read your charges, you pleaded not guilty in a magistrate court, they will say, okay, as the accused man pleaded not guilty, this honorable court have no power over this case. And the accused man should be remanded to prison custody. Listen, and your case file should be transferred to DPP for further investigation. And your barrister may file a motion to the High Court. Ask all pleases. Egaga waiting trial. No date of court. Sin and die. 21 days before your lawyer can go to your case file. It is sin and die. Not S-I-N-O. Sin. S-W-E-N. Sin. Sin and die. Band over, no date of court. No court, nothing. Band over. Your barrister may file a motion to the High Court. From motion, they may bounce the bail application. The case will now come up for trial. Or you go and work for no case submission. No case submission is through the DPP. Because the magistrate court said that your case file should be transferred to DPP for further investigation. Yango kwa primary 4 first term. Ade amakwa amaka na emechi na December. Ana ebido na November emechi na December. Ndị mmadụ alọta akpọrọzi ndị ha ga-akpọrọ ga abụọ. Happy in here, then I check it, but I na so right? Chocolate what I'm working to secondary or Biafra in one primary 4 angle or Kawara in Nako. Right? That is it. So we continue. That's why I'm the proud name we buy good and berry. Makanako gate there. History gate there. Don't we only my from my agua. Oh, my mother got to it. A woman that put in one nonima from Guau. Then we continue. Share the program very wide. I mean, I'm going to our lawyer. I okay, land go there. Sin and die. In Agazani, I'm a motorship from Egypt, going back to Egypt, and the Counsel also limbo. It's my call Agazai limbo. Limbo. Now was Egypt. But I would anyway, I take our stand anyway. He's our leader. That's why we refuse to put our eggs in the same basket. That's our stand. We know why we took that stand. But Ono Gradia told our leadership. Now we are not behind him in what is passing through, right? But we took the better stand to confront Nigeria and have our stand in case of anybody that comes in, we will tell them our initial stand. We know why we always play safe. Idiot. The British is putting on the jersey. We know the British is putting on Nigerian jersey. We know we are playing with the British. I use brain. We play with the British. Forget Nigeria showing up. One I in Britain now law. Their citizen was kidnapped from Kenya. They ignored him. They denied him every consular assistant. Again Nigeria now. That's why Nigeria should go on. Take action. The best way for Britain to defeat you is that action. One Britain that chance. How many give man a hand on the whole world politics, no one in as a whole. Anywhere they will discuss your matter, British have representative there. Anywhere your matter will be raised on earth, Britain not there. Kuche gedi an IPOB awu hotata. One you can abandon when a junction. Hey, take action. Or guy mandana hana law direct. Happen to say high. Happen Britain Yaba Nigeria. Oga, it's a lie. Britain hates somebody named Wendy. The worst thing you can do to the British is to be patient. If you can persevere. Britain is dangerous. They believe that African people does not persevere. They don't endure. That's why they give them gun, they shoot their brother. Hey, he's a police. He's accidental discharge. Why did you provoke me? What did you say? Who are you? What do you talk? Talk him again. I go shoot you. Because British know that these people are idiots. They gave them gun. What do you do? I shoot you. I kill you. Who be your papa? You know, say behind me. You're the assault officer. That's why they gave them gun. Like a monkey. They don't have it. They don't believe that people can start self-determination. Now, in Nigeria, people that are lawless, that black people can stand on self-determination without retaliation. Despite the excessive force and statutory killings of IPOB, kidnapping, different things, disobedient to court order, illegal detentions. One line of Nigeria and Equator. We present you to the world. Our idiots, Biafra, Nyende Avenue. Nigeria Avenue every day IPOB ESN. Who gave them those chance? Before Nigeria used to always deny. We did not do, he's a liar, a map is inconsequential, he's lying. But this time around, you can hear Nigerians, hey, we kill IPOB ESN, hey, we catch IPOB ESN. Because one idiot, Dave man hid it from Finland, but I do an army here. Mark out of the field. They're always on defense. In my here with Nigeria on defense without putting play in my home. If they are creating a chance, they can go to community now buy your. We are looking for IPOB, yes, because one idiot came and said, "No, Biafra." Every time hand on defense. Every time we don't do. They go to Nnamdi Kanu house. What we don't do. They killed us in National High School. We don't do. They killed us in IPOB solidarity with Donald Trump. We don't do. They killed us in MNK. We don't do. They killed us in Delta State under Ifeanyi Okowa. We see one commissioner of police, Hafiz Mohammed in Noah, kidnapping and killing us, taking some of us into detention. We don't do. They killed us in different places. We don't do. They killed us. No one. They agreed. They did. Well, they can now go and announce that they kill people and they target IPOB. The same IPOB they have been avoiding to accept that they killed. Ask yourself, how come, why are they now, they are the people that will tell you they kill IPOB. When IPOB will say, no, you did not kill our member, they will insist that they kill IPOB. But the main IPOB they killed, they denied. That is to tell you, somebody have created chance for them, gave them avenue. In a team, we turn an here, or go on a British and Alabama here, and anyị ma ihe anyị nwa IPOB anyị ma ihe ịchọ iwe anyị ma ihe pressing Nigeria down without egbe ọ ga-anyị ma ihe create ESN nye ebe ha ga na-alụ ọgụ ọ ga-anyị ma ihe gịnị ka ịma Putin Nigeria jesi na-agbasa anyị egbe iche na-alụsa anyị ọgụ bịa ha ebere asị na shoot gun. The best thing you can do for the British is shoot gun. How many politics have you made here? They are making politics here. I never made a whole Chileke Nabia. They are the best. Chileke Yagam, he misuse and I see Chineke, they are damn again on our beer way, on our beer making. Get a call. You I believe na Bible. Or 6 days. 6 hours. When was Hendrik, you know, be the Lord. 6 days, the guys week. Or be the Lord again. It is stop going. Onwe Chineke na-abịa Britain metụta gị ihe here oga ime any mistake Britain make ihe here even ndị a na-etiri gị mkpu Biafra no go see them again. The man IPOB my here. So we continue now. The case of Mazi Nnamdi, we told them oga hapu case here eba hapu case ebe na after wasting time case I will still land to that place. How can say let us push from there? Each of a in a claim not a so it's a lie. You are giving Nigeria a venue for voter trial. There is one explanation I told you, Marco. I said, if release come to prison yard, release does not carry people that are going to trial. I gave him January last year. I tagged them. I said, during release does not carry somebody going to trial. If they come to prison yard to release people, they demand for case files. They may demand from 3 years up, 3 years to 8 years, or 3 years up. If the case file is presented to the chief judge, they will sit court immediately. They will bring table, sit court, bring case files, sit different courts immediately. They may sit 5 courts, 3 courts, 8 courts, 10 courts immediately in the prison premises. The only case they can look into are cases without date of court, cases without bandover, without date of court, that is detention warrants, that warrants without date of court. That's the only one they will go through. Even if you are 10 years in detention, hence you are going to court, they don't look into it. If they want to do something, they will pick the case number and direct the judge, right, on the decision. They will go and hear the case from the Attorney General, Director for Public Prosecution, DPP Chairman, right, Commissioner for Justice Office, His Lordship. Then they will go and inquire. The person have the right to discharge any case from his honorable office, constitutional. The same thing with Federal Attorney General have every right to discharge any case from his honorable office, can amend any charge. Do you understand? So we continue. Now, if they come to the prison yard to free people, they always free people without date of court. That's what we told it, Macon. Do you know why Nigeria is pushing for date of court? Earlier, when they know that the judgment of the Supreme Court, the 3 points from the Supreme Court supersedes the further trial of Nnamdi Kanu, even as it was mentioned in the judgment that he should continue trial to stand the further trial for the remaining 8 count charges, which was trashed in the appeal court. And then Nnamdi Kanu went to the Supreme Court without any charge. The Supreme Court now returned the 8 count charges and condemned the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. That is offense, an international offense. And based on that, Nigeria committed terrorism against Nnamdi Kanu. It is constitutional that they committed terrorism against Nnamdi Kanu. And standing on that, people that committed terrorism against him does not have the right and stand to try him for terrorism. Even if he offended you, hence you went to that far and committed it. The Constitution said that it is state terrorism against an individual. So Nigeria committed terrorism. Now, the Supreme Court pointed out again the invasion of his house, 14th of September 2017, condemned it. It is another terrorism. Now, the Supreme Court condemned the revocation of his bail. That is his own constitutional. Now, Nigeria only picked that he should continue trial. Why must you do something with such a country, which knew that this very pronouncement prohibits them from trying him? You are guilty already. So why do you want to find him guilty? A guilty man persuading to find somebody that you have offended guilty. You offended Nnamdi Kanu. You are pushing to court to find Nnamdi Kanu guilty. When you are yourself, your Supreme Court have found you guilty. Are you understanding? We have basis and stance of our argument. We don't just say I don't agree, I don't agree. And I say I don't agree, Ibrahim, I am born on the titty here. Are we playing monkey post? Here. Oh, Nigeria, I am born on the titty, yes. I am not born monkey post, but I am born on the titty. We can get better ball, right? I am born on the titty. Are we playing monkey post here? I am about here with serious match. Thank you. Now, let me go to why I refer to release of the government. The release of the government, why I picked there, is based on that. If Nnamdi Kanu is in detention without court, and the IPOB goes in their diplomatic moves with the appeal court judgment, even attaching the Supreme Court judgment, it will push Nigeria because Nigeria want to create a rule that if any country calls them, as they used to call them, which they don't reveal, they will tell them that the court is looking into Nnamdi Kanu's issue. Moving from further trial is for them to have a defense on the reason why Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. I told Barrister Aloyedman, I said, this is a defensive, you are giving Nigeria defense. If Nnamdi Kanu is without trial, as IPOB say, we don't for that trial, go and tell Nnamdi Kanu, this is what IPOB say. If he's without trial, then if Nigeria is called to free Nnamdi Kanu, they have nothing to present. But now, for you to further for trial, they will be telling them that he have debt of court. The same thing will happen to you if you have debt of court. If the judge comes for release, if governor send the judge to free you in detention, hence you have debt of court, you will not be freed. They will leave your own case file. The same thing with Nnamdi Kanu. If the country call and say free Nnamdi Kanu, Nigeria will say his case is still on trial. And the country will subpedal. And the monitoring the trial that have nothing to bring out. You are creating an avenue for Nigeria to have response to international community. Leave this case here so that they will not have response in a push trial. Today, the same sin and die, which is banned over, is where Nnamdi Kanu is now. No trial, no court, no date of court, no intention of having a date of court. And you think in Ayamagi, since they take a law in America. Because of some Germany, no sibling Kanu. God has seen how MNK Kanu. Or Galaya Magwagi. O nwere ndị ọ na-awa bịa n'obodo ha gagodo ọrụ ugbo achị ikwu ihe bara uru aga bute ya even because na ọ nọghị ya agbasa meeting anaghị azụta ya azụta anaghị akpata ya n'ego ha nọcha n'obodo a na-enye ya obodo nke gị ga-achọta onye ọzọ nye ya a na-enye ya obodo a na-enyekwa onye ga-eme obodo ha aba uru a na-enyecha ihe dị iche iche a na-enye obodo ihe dị iche iche otu enyere anyị Nnamdi Kanu does not mean na gị na ya nwanne na ị ga-adị ka ya. Utu aka ọ dịcha na family ada na-enyere last born ihe ọbụla utu aka Chineke ekesara mmadụ dị iche iche nwanne mmadụ dị iche iche ọ mmadụ na-ahịa ahụ ahịa mmadụ na-azụ sị na ọ chọrọ ka nwa ya dị otu a ọwụ otu aka ndị niile na-azụ ahịa ahụ dị mmadụ dị iche iche ahịa ahụ nwa gị isi nwa gị chọrọ ịzụ gakwa n'onwe ndị gbara ọsọ na ya ana abụghị onye isi m na egwukwara skuulu ewekwa lọya nka nwanne lọya gị ọ dị iche n'ihe anyị na-akọ ahịa ọ ihe na-eme a gwara gị na onye a ga-aga bandova Nigeria na kwa ha return go bandova by then they have created chance to wage international pressure ugbu a na ka IPOB na-agakwa ipush kwa another one something anyị ka imechago n'oge because anyị mana ike agwụgwụ na onwebe na-aga you went to UK you present family hey Nnamdi Kanu family. You went to Idanka, Mabata, Kenya. And not the kind of family. Ishidia Mabata Abuja court to fight POP. No, not the kind of family. No, power. The only thing Nigeria they are afraid is IPOB. That's why the whole agent are gonna attack IPOB. To take power away from Kanu, you can only destroy IPOB powerhouse, which is DOS, to take power away from Nnamdi Kanu, because that is where Nigeria is afraid of. In a case, Nnamdi Kanu of any kind, they present only his family, you are a fool. He will complete a very well-known idiot and a fool. Also, again, Obama go school. He will fool. To present Nnamdi Kanu issue, he called to fight POP. The person must be the worst fool ever. Why? The highest idiot. The highest idiot. Knowing that Nnamdi Kanu was not accused because of family. He was accused because he leads IPOB, a disciplined organization Nigeria never wanted in their life. An organization that have no control of the politician. It is a very serious problem to Nigeria. That was why it is a kick against the national central command of Nigeria. Establishment of IPOB without the involvement of politicians is against the Nigeria existence. How? That was why they are against regional government. Establishment of IPOB is just like regional government. Nigeria is seeing IPOB as a regional government. people that can give order and it will be carried on. They are against it. What they want is a central order that one idiot will be IG of police, he will control the commissioner of police, and he will control the DPO, and the DPO will allow Fulani to go and kill your people, rape your mother, no arrest, because the area, the security was controlled from Abuja, nothing to do. That was why the British kicked against the restructuring meeting or the Abuja Accord agreement with Ojukwu, because it gives us automatic security, which is when we have our own security, it will be difficult for the invaders to come and take our resources, just like the British. So they saw it as a threat. That was the main point, because those who have resources is not supposed to have security of their own, because it will be hard for the colonial masters to invade. So immediately the agreement was reached, they knew that our eastern people will have our own security, and the main purpose of Ojukwu for that meeting is to have a security to save our life because of the situation of Nigeria, having seen the dead bodies of our people being brought back from the north, being killed. So we went for security. We do no longer see Aguiros, he was killed. Zeke was doing us as another people. So the only option is to go for that agreement, and he succeeded. Coming back here, the British saw that it is against their interest, which is they need one central power where one army will control the A2 division. A2 division will control every area, and then they will go and attack the house of Nnamdi Kanu, and one idiot will deny, or they will go and kill people. They will call it unknown soldier, because they are being controlled from Abuja. This is what they are against. That is why they're against restructuring. That is why they're against anything, because establishment of IPOB is like a regional government. It's a problem to them, because any organizations in Nigeria must have government agent. But in IPOB, we deny them that access. In ESN, we deny them the access. That is why they prefer Boko Haram, they prefer ISWAP, they prefer everything. Even they call them their own freedom fighters, because they have government control. Chineke mekwere m ebere. Chineke mekwere m ebere. Thailand irony. Don't you know the existence of IPOB? I'm the mother. Now you will face Nnamdi Kanu. And I go kri. Why did he create IPOB? It's a problem. They are no longer presenting Radio Biafra. They call it piracy radio, but you must not try him on what happened on Radio Biafra London, because you must write to the UK Secretary on State. And then Nnamdi can have up to 10 chances to defend himself on the process in UK. If he's been found guilty, he will not be extradited. Nigeria refused to follow the process because they knew he committed no offense. Create IPOB. Now order for civil disobedience. Now, don't the whole vigilante. There is a vigilante who can for something. The chairman her. They are, hey, don't go that place. That is the only thing Nigeria needs. There is no independent vigilante. Some people can be controlled to go and kidnap a person. Do you understand? That is what they are worried on ESM. That is, they are worried on IPOB. That they cannot control a coordinator and say, this is how I want this state to be. Then if they try to manipulate a coordinator, IPOB will remove the person. You see the problem Nigeria is. So there is no organization in Nigeria is not controlling. There is no single organization, only IPOB. And there is no armed group in Nigeria that Nigeria is not controlling. It's only ESN that are on a special duty, because they are security outfit created only for terrorists. They are disciplined, unpenetratable. You can create fake. That is your business. You cannot destroy ESN. Do you understand? So this is where we defeated them. I ain't play a game mind safe. I didn't know I won't believe it. I want no here. It's an idiot. One again I pretend name because he careful. Only British citizen Nnamdi Kanu may abandon. Don't you know now Hajia? Britain can wave the take action. Say Britain This program, I am bringing out different topics in a program. I am rounding up, right? I'm rounding up. ewepụtara m ọtụtụ ihe. Now you have landed. Ihe unu ga-emekwe na-awụ ebe ọ na Kanu nta ha ga-ayọnwa apology. Ebe ọ na ndị ihere eme lawyer na sibling a ga-ayọnwa biko ka anyị yọọ ọnụ DOS ha nyere ya aka ha enyego gị one sign akwa ihe hụrụ ya here. Ha ma ihe ha chọrọ change the environment of the media ka enwe akụta interest, then ha abanye their key ha emuvugo ha ma na ike agụgo lawyer ike agụgo sibling because he presented Nigeria family ahụ na family gị wa jide ya pịkpọ, but he presented ha IPOB ha mata na ị nwere mmadụ. That's why you see Ejimako talking about family. He wants Nigeria to see family as superiors, family of Nnamdi Kanu. But what Nigeria is afraid of is IPOB. Ejimako ne present Nnamdi Kanu family. Kanu ne present family. Useless to Nigeria. It is useless. They can control a family, but they cannot control IPOB. They can discuss with